Hey, everybody else is doing it, so why not? Wonder Woman is a movie that finally exists after years of development hell, after years of so many actresses wanting to play Wonder Woman, and after years of just trying to get this movie made, and they failed, but we finally got a Wonder Woman movie that is in theaters. Now, I love the character of Wonder Woman. She is definitely one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, and she is definitely my favorite female superhero ever. And I love the character of Wonder Woman. I watched the 70s TV series, I watched the 2009 animated film, and I watched her in the Justice League animated series. So I was very excited for this movie to see we finally gonna get a solo Wonder Woman movie on the big screen. But however, we all know that the DCEU has not have a good track record when it comes to movies. So I was very hesitant, and plus she was shoehorned in at the end of BVS, which I was like, Gal Gadot, for what I've seen, she does a fine job, but who knows? We'll see. But also, too, when it comes to female superhero films, they don't really turn out as well either, so yeah, I kind of have my expectations very high, very low at the same time, but is this movie good? First off, let's talk about this film. So Diana Prince, the princess of Themyscira, who is trained to be the strongest Amazon warrior until she meets Steve Trevor, who has come from another world and she had never seen a man before. So she takes him back to his other world to stop all the evil soldiers, and she becomes a fish out of water in the real world. And this movie is all sorts of awesomeness, because Wonder Woman is the first great DCEU movie. My God, thank freaking God, because after these three mediocre attempts of films the DCEU has tried, and Warner Brothers, these movies suck compared to Wonder Woman, because this movie is freaking BA. I love Wonder Woman, and I can't believe I'm saying that to a DCEU movie, because I've been let down by Man of Steel. I was disappointed by BVS, and Suicide Squad. We're not gonna get to that piece of crap, because that movie, rewatching that movie is crap. I will say that I hate Suicide Squad, but anyway, we're not gonna talk about that bullcrap movie. Wonder Woman. This movie is all sorts of this freaking goodness. My God, let's get more to this film. And the action, surprisingly really good. This is actually the first time I say in a DCEU movie where I give the action 2 thumbs up. I loved the action in BVS and Man of Steel were good, but it was just a huge CGI fest. It's CGI in this movie, of course, but it feels very choreographed and very real compared to the action in BVS and Man of Steel. But the action in this movie is this feels like comic book brought to life, and the slow fast mo feels very natural, very real, unlike in BVS and Man of Steel, because I'm just keep saying it because you guys know how I feel about those two movies. But I felt like the action in this movie was very good, and the humor, surprisingly very good. I was very surprised by this movie, that's what I was to say, surprisingly, because the humor in this movie felt natural, and it felt forced, like, huh, you should not pick a fight with this person. Or, wait till you see my precious little toys. Not that stupid humor. And the humor in this movie, I felt like it was very natural. It felt like real humor that people would say in real life. I felt like the interaction with these characters in the movie felt like almost real characters, even though these are fictional characters from source material that are like decades ago, from the 40s or something. Because I felt that what Patty Jenkins, the director, did, she looked at BVS, Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, she was like, that needs to be done better, that could have been done better, and she did it better in this movie. And I thought also too, the story was not a bloated mess. This movie had a cohesive and coherent story. And I was very surprised by that. Even though that Man of Steel had a better story than BVS and Suicide Squad, I didn't really care for it all that much. But the story in this and the writing is very strong. And and that's what I love the most about this movie, that this movie is very strong. And I have hope for the DCEU now. After watching this movie, I was like, thank God. Now let's talk about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Even though she was shoehorned in at the end of BVS, I honestly didn't really know what to think of her as Wonder Woman, but her in this movie, she was amazing. She was amazing. I loved Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I will even say that she surpasses Linda Carter as Wonder Woman from the 70s TV series. That's how freaking good she was in this movie. She wasn't all confident and strong like how she was in BVS. She was very, very naive and very she basically was the fish out of water in this human world that she was in, and she basically didn't really know how to really like use her power to all that much because this is her first time using it. So she wasn't really as strong as she was in BVS at the end of that movie, but she was very naive. She was very like pretty much like she was like getting used to how to use her powers. Cause like I said, she wasn't like how she was at the end of BVS. It's a very different and younger Wonder Woman, even though she's a demigod and she doesn't age. But but I thought that for this movie, her learning how to use her powers and just her trying to becoming the Wonder Woman we all know and the future DCEU movies we're gonna see, she brought a lot of charm, a lot of passion, and a lot of wit and spunk to the character in this movie, and that's what I really love about this incarnation of this character and Gal Gadot's performance in this movie, which is just a solid 5 out of 5 stars for her performance in this movie. Do love my boy Chris Pine, Captain Kirk, as Steve Trevor. I loved him as Steve Trevor. I felt the chemistry between him and Diana in this movie. Their relationship did not seem forced at all. Like, yeah, like those two. And I also really do love like their bonding in this movie. Felt natural, and the dialogue between those two are just very good and very great writing in this movie. The writing in this movie is very strong. It is very strong, my God, and that's so surprising. And it seems that the DCEU has learned their lesson when it comes to their writing for their movies and setting up characters. And I love that. And just those two, Steve Trevor and Diana Prince, probably one of my favorite comic book movie couples I've seen on film. So that was also very good. Now the soundtrack. My God, it's freaking amazing. No Man's Land, that score in the soundtrack has to be one of my favorite scores in any comic book film. And I'm not joking. Listen to the soundtrack for this movie, and you'll be blown away for how good it freaking is. Yes, I love the scores for BVS and Man of Steel, but this soundtrack just thumbs up for this movie. Because I want the DCEU to be good. I want it to succeed. But if this movie was bad, I would be ranting on this movie like a crazy person. Because this movie is so freaking good. It's good. It is so good. Now, I will talk briefly about the villain, because if I do, I think it will be considered a spoiler, because there was someone who I thought was going to be the villain in this movie, but then he was a villain, but we later on get another villain, which I was like, oh, they're not going to do this stupid cliche again. But then I was like, oh, okay, I love this, but this is a good villain. Okay, this villain's actually very good. And this villain actually beats the crap out of any MCU villain besides Loki, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I said that this villain at the end of Wonder Woman is way better than any MCU villain besides Loki. That's how freaking good the villain was in this movie. And I do think that this villain was very good. Probably the best DCEU villain we have. He wasn't like, I will fight him. He wasn't, oh, you should not make a fight with this person. He wasn't a stupid hula dancing witch, enchantress witch. He wasn't a bad Heath Ledger impersonation saying, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really, really bad. Screw those guys. This villain was the bomb. And I'm saying that right now. I'm not fanboying right now. I am fanboy, but I'm not fanboy that this is the greatest movie ever. This movie is not the greatest movie ever. It's definitely a great movie. The best DCEU movie that we have, and the best Wonder Woman movie that we'll probably ever get until the sequel. Because the sequel is being made by Patty Jenkins, so can't wait for that. And it actually is one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen. No joke. This movie, go see Wonder Woman, guys. Go see this movie. Go support this movie. Yes, the last 3 movies has disappointed me and many others, but I'll say go get this movie a chance and just go in with an open mind, and you'll be like, that was way better than the other 3 movies. Because that's how I felt after walking out of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a unexpected surprise for me. I didn't know how good this movie was going to be. I didn't know this movie was going to be this good. I honestly thought that, okay, if this movie sucks, expect a huge rant. Because I was fed up with Warner Brothers and with DC of what those last 3 movies have turned out. Because like I said, if this movie would have turned out like BVS or Suicide Squad, I would have been looking like... You suck, guys. But anyways, go see Wonder Woman. Go see it now. Go see it in IMAX 3D. I'm gonna see this movie a second time. Because, why not? Because why not? And, you know what? I will say this. I like this better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Come at me, bro. Come at me, Marvel fanboys. Come at me. I mean, come on. It's like, no, I'm just playing. But anyways, go see Wonder Woman. And I will say this, and I can't believe what I'm going to give this movie. And I cannot believe what this grade for this movie is going to be. But I am going to give Wonder Woman an A. Yes, guys, that is my honest grade for this movie. I didn't give it an A+ because I wanted us to step it down a little bit, just so I won't be going too overboard. But Logan is still my favorite comic book movie, not only of this year, but of all time. But this definitely makes the list of my favorite comic book movies of all time. And one of my favorite movies of this year, so... yeah, those are my thoughts on Wonder Woman. If you guys have seen Wonder Woman, let me know what you think of the movie in the comment section down below. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this movie, because this movie was fantastic and a lot of people are talking about it. And also, guys, if you want to check out new stuff on my channel, because there's a lot of stuff coming this way this summer. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.